football is much more than just a game. It is an arena where athletes not only compete for glory, but also face personal battles that demand immense mental strength. These are not just stories of victories, but of life and courage. Luis Enrique, personal tragedy and the return to football. Luis Enrique, former player and current PSG coach, went through one of the greatest tragedies imaginable, the loss of his daughter, Ghana, who was only 9 years old in 2019. The pain of losing a child was devastating for the former Spanish national team coach. For a moment, many thought he might quit football forever. However, what happened next was surprising. Luis Enrique got back up and returned to work with renewed dedication. He made football not just an escape, but a way to honor his daughter's memory, who inspired him to keep going. His return to leading teams like PSG became a symbol of resilience to many. He shows that even in the darkest situations, it is possible to find light. One of the most iconic images was during the 2015 UCL final, when he won as Barcelona's coach and celebrated with his daughter. Now, in 2025, he has reached the long-dreamed final against Inter Milan, and many fans are rooting for him to win it for her.
Y dirás tú, ostras, yo me puedo considerar afortunado o desgraciado. Yo me considero afortunado, muy afortunado. Pero si te ha muerto una niña, tu hija a los 9 años. Bueno, mi hija vino a vivir con nosotros 9 años maravillosos.
Francesco Acerbi, cancer survival and personal sorrows. Francesco Acerbi is a prime example of extreme resilience. The Italian defender faced 2 battles with liver cancer, one of the most aggressive forms of the disease. To make matters worse, he lost his father and faced a series of personal struggles that could have broken any athlete. But Acerbi proved the opposite. With a lot of courage and perseverance, he not only beat the disease, but returned to the pitch. His return to football and high-level performance after so many adversities are an inspiration to everyone.
O Dumfries não desistiu, o Gerard Martin caiu, cruzamento!
Lionel Messi, 2022 World Cup. Lionel Messi, undoubtedly one of the greatest players in football history, went through a long road of frustration with his national team before finally winning the 2022 World Cup after losing several finals, including the most painful one in 2014. Messi considered retiring from the national team. The pressure and criticism haunted him for years, but in 2022, at the age of 35, he achieved his long-awaited world title with Argentina. That victory was more than just a trophy. It was the culmination of a career filled with ups and downs, overcoming doubt and reaffirming his greatness. Messi finally sealed his legacy with the title he always deserved. Cristiano Ronaldo, loss of a child and support from rival fans in 2022. Cristiano Ronaldo faced an unimaginable pain, the death of his newborn son. It was one of the most difficult moments in the Portuguese star's life. Upon returning to the field, Ronaldo received a moving tribute from Liverpool's rival fans, who gave him a standing ovation in solidarity. That demonstration of respect among rivals showed football's power to unite people, even in times of tragedy. Ronaldo, with his emotional strength, kept playing and dedicating himself to the sport, though he was never the same after such a painful loss. David Fratisi personal struggles after his father's death. Italian midfielder David Fratisi, once a top prospect in Italian football, saw his life and career shaken by the untimely death of his father in 2021. The pain of losing such an important figure in his life was a deep blow. Nevertheless, Fratisi chose to keep going and honor his father's memory through football. His resilience and dedication to the game led him to shine in Serie A and eventually earn a spot on the Italian national team, showing that even in times of pain, football can be a healing force. Recently, he also lost his grandmother, a hard blow. Later, he scored Inter's qualifying goal against Bayern in the 2025 UCL, and in the semi-final, scored again in extra time to eliminate the strong and hyped Barcelona, sending Inter to the final to face PSG.
Cruzou, Taremi, preparou, é agora! Gol!
Allison Becker, loss of his father, known for his reliability at Liverpool, faced a personal tragedy in 2020 with the sudden death of his father, Jose Agostino Becker, in a tragic accident. The pain of the loss was immense, but Allison's story doesn't end there. In a surreal moment shortly after the tragedy, Allison scored a historic goal for Liverpool, becoming the first goalkeeper in Premier League history to score. That goal, in a match against West Bromwich, was a tribute to his father and proof of how football can be a form of tribute and resilience.
Que tensão! Cobrança de escanteio! Allison! Allison! Goal!
Thiago Silva, loss of his mother in Champions League glory, one of the greatest defenders in world football, faced the painful loss of his mother in 2019. Losing a loved one is always difficult, but losing a mother, a central figure in his life, was an emotional test. Even so, Thiago Silva continued his career, leading Chelsea to victory in the 2021 Champions League. His leadership on the field and the way he dealt with this personal loss made him an example of strength and resilience. Johan Cruyff, cancer battle and legacy, one of the greatest icons in world football, faced a silent battle against lung cancer before passing away in 2016. Even with deteriorating health, he never stopped influencing the game, whether as a player or a coach. His legacy, especially with Barcelona, revolutionized modern football, and his footballing philosophy lives on today. Cruyff is remembered as a visionary, and his fight against illness is an example of how love for the sport can inspire even in the most difficult moments. Juan Mata, humanitarian initiatives and resilience beyond being an excellent player, has always been very active in humanitarian causes. After tragedies that marked his life, he founded the initiative Common Goal, which encourages players and clubs to donate a percentage of their salaries to social causes. Mata has used his platform to help those in need, especially during times of crisis. His skill on the pitch and his commitment to social issues make him an example not just of talent, but of humanity. These stories are more than simple tales of overcoming adversity. They are proof that football often goes far beyond being just a game. In each of these lives, we find examples of resilience, of how sport can be a force for healing and transformation, even in the face of great tragedy. The life lessons these athletes leave behind are immeasurable, showing that no matter the adversity, it is always possible to move forward and find strength to carry on.